Fears of a second recession have caused panic in Europe's financial markets.
The severity of this recession will cause more pain before it ends.
The European Union cannot bail out Greece. You've seen the government of Spain coming out and saying we have the same problem. Portugal says the same thing. There's some talk that Italy could be in trouble.
US intelligence officials are growing more and more concerned that foreign operatives are surveilling computer systems that control America's infrastructure.
It's now clear this cyber threat is one of the most serious national security challenges we face as a nation.
And it might have the ability to go in and cripple financial networks, nuclear plants, chemical plants, all of which would have devastating effect.
North Korea has now joined the Pacific Rim Cooperation Organization. The group's formation is a clear warning that further intervention in the region by the U.S. and its allies will not be tolerated.
A South Korean TV station reports that North Korean leader Kim Jong-il suffered a stroke.
His third and youngest son, Kim Jong-un, has been tapped to inherit power.
Promoted from a nobody to high political and military office.
As a kid, he was really loved by his father because he had a fit of anger.
He will now lead the world's fourth largest army. Groups are fighting against Russia's government from within its borders. Rebels were planning to increase their violent campaign as the country prepares for the presidential elections.
Russia's pouring more troops into the Georgian capital Tbilisi.
Ex-Soviet Georgia has become a focus of tension between Russia and the West.
We're working to reset our relationship with Russia.
U.S. soldiers are being deployed with renewed conflicts in the Middle East, South Asia, and the Korean Peninsula.
Critics suggest this leaves our shores unprotected.
South Korea accused the North of firing a torpedo at its Cheonan warship.
South Koreans continue to protest against North Korea's attack on Yongbyon Island.
Some are calling the attack a crime against humanity.
North Korea continues to act in a provocative and belligerent manner. There are consequences to such actions.
Fueling the fire, the North has ripped up non-aggression pact.
This is an incredibly immature regime in the North.
The proud North Korean dictator makes a wild threat to wipe out the United States.
North Korea is like a spoiled child.
North Korea is a danger to the world.
What would North Korea possibly hope to gain?
What will be the next step?
What is it that they want?
Warning. Our federal government, military, and intelligence community have begun to implement emergency measures for what they are calling the Day After Plan. Codenamed Area B, Mount Weather's maze of underground bunkers near the Blue Ridge Mountains has already been prepped for the arrival of high-ranking members of Congress and the White House. Similar actions have been taken to ready the Pentagon's Raven Rock Mountain complex near Camp David. Yet the American people have been kept in the dark about everything. In the following interview, the CIA's Financial Threat and Asymmetric Warfare Advisor is stepping forward to warn the public that a $100 trillion economic extinction-level event is about to strike America. Viewer discretion is advised.
My name is Steve Myers, and I want to thank you for taking part in this exclusive Monday morning interview with Jim Rickards, the Financial Threat and Asymmetric Warfare Advisor for both the Pentagon and CIA. Recently, all 16 branches of our intelligence community have come together to release a shocking briefing that contained an alarming consensus. These agencies, that include the CIA, FBI, Army, and Navy, they've already begun to estimate the impact of the fall of the dollar as the global reserve currency, and our reign as the world's leading superpower being annihilated in a way equivalent to the end of the British Empire post-World War II. And the endgame could be a nightmarish scenario where the world falls into an extended period of global anarchy. Jim Rickards fears he and his colleagues' warnings are being ignored by our political leaders and the Federal Reserve, and we're on the verge of entering the darkest economic period in our nation's history, one that will ignite a 25-year Great Depression. Today we're going to examine everything he's uncovered, because the bedlam could begin within the next 6 months. Your warnings haven't gone completely ignored. In the budget he presented this year, Senator Rand Paul cited your work and how we've driven our economy to the edge of a Roman Empire-like collapse. In fact, we have footage of Senator Paul instructing Americans to listen to your warnings.
Jim Rickards, author of Currency Wars, notes, The Fed is insolvent on a mark-to-market basis. The Fed has wiped out its capital on a mark-to-market basis. Of course, the Fed carries these notes on its balance sheet at cost and does not mark them down to market. But if they did,
first of all, I give Senator Ron Paul a lot of credit. He's one of the people who understands the dangers here. But the problem is not limited to the Fed. It's infecting the private banking system as well. There's about $60 trillion of debt on the balance sheets of our banking system. For a long time, debt in the banks grew at about 2 times the rate of growth in the economy. But lately, this has exploded. Today, it's up to 30 to 1. In other words, for every dollar of economic growth, there's $30 of credit being created by the banking system. The whole thing's unstable.